Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien and today's news: Volunteer Week draws in local helpers, new airline set to land in Nelson, and NMIT 2014 annual report is out, plus more. Volunteer Week this week is all about creating awareness of the services that many of our residents freely give their time to, helping make this region a caring one. So this week we have had many of our community leaders out and about doing their bit for a few of the varied and different causes that exist within our region. From working with the very young through to Men's Shed, Nelson Regional Hospice and our well-needed and understaffed food bank. I caught up with program leader Holly Drummond from Volunteer Nelson to find out more about what it is that they do within our community. Holly, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Volunteer Nelson, we hear your name quite a bit. Can you just tell us a bit more about what the organisation does?
Well, Volunteer Nelson works with volunteers and not-for-profit organisations and refers volunteers to not-for-profit organisations that they're interested in volunteering for.
Good. And are there any specific things that you're aiming for in this volunteer week?
Well, there's the right place for everyone to volunteer, no matter how little time, how little experience or whatever skills they have, and it's just finding a good match between the organisation and the volunteer. So we always try to do that. But aside from that, outside of Volunteer Week specifically, we're sort of currently working on involving more youth and improving our services for them, working with schools, things like that. And also we're looking at what services are available and provided by volunteers for the elderly, because we think that's an area that we could improve on as well.
Sure, there's always lots of scope to improve in there, that's for sure. Youth and elderly both need a lot of work, don't they?
Well, we try to provide services for everyone in the community, especially those that need it. And also with the youth involvement, we feel like there's a lot of energy there that can really be tapped into, and there's a lot that can be gained through volunteering as well with youth. Like, it can be great for a CV, showing that you've spent hours, and you can log those hours as well to show. You can gain referees, but you can also work doing something that you're passionate about, or can help you to find things that you're interested in, because anything you'll do that's not for pay or not because you have to do it is usually something you think is valuable.
Sure, yeah, good points. Is there a worry that these volunteers are taking up paid positions?
Well, we only work with organisations that are not for profit for that reason, because we don't want volunteers to take away from paid jobs, but rather add value to services that struggle to survive anyway. For example, the hospice volunteers are providing that extra caring touch and extra services like, spending the extra time with people that a nurse wouldn't have time to spend, or making a cup of tea, and just a small example.
Yeah, no, and they're great examples, because that's exactly what we need in the community. It must be difficult sometimes for people to take on volunteers. Do you provide any training or any supports for the people that are taking these volunteers on?
Yeah, we definitely do. We've got a program of low-cost training provided throughout the year with around different topics such as volunteer management, but things like sourcing funding and stuff for organisations, communication workshops, a whole range. We also run regular meetings and provide newsletters with handy information for volunteer coordinators within organisations. We're also involved in coordinating a community meeting group, the Community Whānau group, which meets once a month. So there's a lot of support that we help provide within the community.
Sure, yeah, that sounds good. Just off the top of your head, and just a question I thought of, how many places do you actually work with Volunteer Nelson, and how many volunteers off the top of your head do you have on your books?
Well, it's 200-ish organisations registered with us. Of about of community and not-for-profit organisations, including sports clubs and all sorts across the whole region, Nelson Tasman, there's 1,500 odd. So it's not a huge percentage when you look at it like that, but it is good. We've got around 1,000 volunteers registered at the moment, all in various stages of active, not active, working with an organisation, that sort of thing.
Sure. Well, you did well to have those figures on the top of your head. Holly, thanks very much for your time and all the good work that you do on behalf of the community.
Oh, thank you.
Just think, what would our community do without these essential volunteer organisations? If you wish to give some of your free time to a good cause, then contact Holly at Volunteer Nelson. Australian-based airline company Jetstar is looking to take its service further and enter into a wider New Zealand domestic air travel market. Jetstar has grown quickly since entering the Kiwi market in 2009, with estimates showing that it commanded a 16.1% share of domestic passenger movements during 2014. Despite the airline only servicing larger centres on main trunk domestic routes, using A320 jets in contrast to Air New Zealand, who use their turboprop fleet to service the smaller regional centres. Jetstar's parent company Qantas is releasing 5 of its 50-seat Bombardier Q300 turboprop planes to be better utilised elsewhere. In December, the Australian airline is set to compete head-to-head with Air New Zealand on regional routes from 4 yet-to-be-decided cities. The chosen 7 cities on Jetstar's shortlist would be advised to put significant emphasis on building a strong business case to entice the airline into the region. Nelson is New Zealand's 4th busiest airport and is receiving Jetstar's New Zealand head Grant Kerr on Thursday this week, along with airline's airports team, a New Zealand government relations team, to meet airport officials, stakeholder councils and other interested party representatives. This puts Nelson as the first centre on Jetstar's roadshow visits of the 7 regional centres shortlisted as destinations, which also include Invercargill, Hamilton, Rotorua, New Plymouth, Napier and Palmerston North. We went out to find out whether people do prefer to fly in and out of Nelson.
International visitors have spent a record of $1 billion for the year in Queenstown. What are your thoughts on Nelson investing in an international airport?
I think we should definitely try and extend our runway, be more on the tourist scene like Queenstown's airport. I think it'd be really important for the area.
Well, if Queenstown can do it, Nelson certainly can. Yeah, I'm all for it. I think it'd be wonderful.
Nelson's kind of full as it is, and so with more traffic coming into Nelson, that's just going to wreak havoc amongst the locals. And
I reckon it'd be a great thing because it would get the tourists and more people here, and it would boost the region up a hell of a lot.
That could be a good idea, but I think on the moment the prices are too high for the local people to travel by plane.
I'm from a tourist town myself, but you don't have as many tourists as we do, and we're a fraction of your size. So we live on the west coast, and the amount of tourists coming through this season is so much bigger than it was since Queenstown's got its airport.
Yeah, I mean, if it's expensive to come in here from other places, then sure. But yeah, I don't know. You'd have to look at the economics.
I think it would be great because right now we have to fly out of here to Auckland before we can fly home.
And I think it would be good if it didn't cost so much to fly out of Nelson to other parts of New Zealand.
I think it would be a good idea, but it really has a nice small town feel, and it would be a shame if the town lost that.
Jetstar are interested in hearing from local communities and getting their feedback on what their issues were and why they didn't choose to fly often. Nelson people can also use Facebook to have their say on the Jetstar page to help in wooing this low-cost airline to the region. Wiping out wasps seems to be going well, as a pilot program to control wasps on conservation land during the summer season has led to a significant reduction in wasp activity at the pilot sites, according to the Department of Conservation. The pilot at 5 sites in the South Island involved a bait station method using a protein bait targeted only at wasps. The bait, which is not attractive to bees, contains a commonly used insecticide, fipronil. DOC developed the pilot together with BASF, a highly experienced global pest solutions company and a Nelson-based consultancy. The program involved considerable expertise from DOC's community-based partners at each site, including Project Janzoons, Friends of Rotaiti, Forest and Bird, and Waimakariri Environment and Recreation Committee. The results showed that there was more than 95% reduction of wasp activity in nests monitored before and after the trial. At some of the sites, the wasp nests were completely controlled when checked again 1 month later. A rise in success rates for course completion and qualifications from the previous year were reported in the NMIT annual report for the year 2014, which is good news as the government judges the institution by its successes, with an increase from 78% completion in 2013 to a provisional 80% in 2014. Chairman of NMIT Ross Butler said although this report contained student successes, 2015 will be a tough year in terms of funding, business and community demand, as well as sector oversight. While CEO Tony Gray said that it had been a highly productive year, continuing to meet the broad challenges of their sector while meeting the expectations of customers and stakeholders, nationally and internationally. Financially, through the 2014 annual report shows that there has been a drop in enrolments by 215 students and a drop of income from the previous year by approximately $1.9 million. NMIT expenses, though, have dropped from the previous year by $2.3 million, and recruitment targets set by the Tertiary Education Commission had been reached. However, drops in student numbers reflect government funding changes. NMIT is set to open an Auckland campus, which would provide places for around 300 particularly international students later this year. Nelson City Council's Mayor and Councillors have formally adopted the Long-Term Plan 2015 through to 25, which has set out the projects and services to be delivered over the next 10 years. Mayor Rachel Reese has said Council has listened to public feedback and ensured affordability is a key part of the plan. General rates are now forecast to increase by an average of only 2.7% over the 10-year period of this long-term plan, with a maximum increase of just 3.6% in any 1 year. Mayor Reese said Council's review of the Nelson Resource Management Plan is a priority project in the next 18 months that will use a more integrated approach to develop the city and look at opportunities to encourage more business and residential activity in the CBD. The Mayor said she is committed to ensuring a business-friendly council and acknowledged the importance of NTT and EDA services to the region. Reassessing our economic development services, she said, will identify the best way in which to grow our economy and support local businesses. This includes continuing to develop Council's relationships with China. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after-sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialist, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from The Facilitators. We now look after sales for mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, Electronic components.
Solar and power.
Electronics, toys.
Sound systems, cables, and much, much more.
Jacob. 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Now at the Refinery Art Space until the 26th of June is Two Weavers Connecting Threads, which is a group exhibition raising funds for Child Cancer Foundation, the Fisher Foundation and New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation. Reflections Gallery, World of Wearable Art and Classic Cars. Until 27th of June is A3 Unframed. It is a showcase of works in a variety of mediums by Sally Burton, Lee Woodman, Karen Neal, Michelle McIver and Jessica Lindblom Bryce. Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
.1 The Shed.
happy tonight. I just want you here so we can do what lovers do. Lovers walk in the park, kiss in the dark, they're hardly ever apart. We do what lovers do. Lovers talk on the phone, they smooch and they moan, won't leave each other alone. We do what lovers do, just me and you. Everywhere you turn, my love will be there. Should you feel concerned, my comfort is here. No, I wanna love, so we can do what lovers do. Means the world to me, if this love is true. Now the heart's set free, it's starting anew. If we both agree, we can do what lovers do. Lovers sharing their lives, no need to disguise the look of love in their eyes. We do what lovers do. Lovers greet the new day in a lover's cafe. Love and live in this way. We do what lovers do, just me and you. Other people say, you know love is blind, and I hope and pray we will both find there will come a day when we can do what lovers do. We can do what lovers do. We can do what lovers do. Little things you do, the way that you smile, maybe me and you, perhaps in a while. If you wanted to, we could do what lovers do. We could do what lovers do. We could do what lovers do.
We're the team at Jaycar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power.
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. Jaycar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and a lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 5464084.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Today's the day when all the wrongs get put right. Back in their place when everything was so tight. I'll shout it from the highest heights. I'll paint it in the sky, then the sun is gonna shine. So I say, have a nice day now. lost your way. Your life was in black and white. At the rainbow's end, you found the strength there to fight. I'll shout it from the highest heights. I'll paint it in the sky, then the sun is gonna shine. So I say, have a nice day now, yeah. All over the world tonight, your colors are now bright. So have a good day. So I say, have a nice day now, yeah. All over the world tonight, your colors are now bright. So have a good day. You can fly. You can fly. Fly. So I say, have a nice day now, yeah. All over the world tonight, your colors are now bright. So have a good day. So I say, have a nice day now, yeah. All over the world tonight, your colors are now bright. So have a good day.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Tune in to Sunshine Radio, 87.8 and 107.5 FM.
Music hits so hard, can't touch this.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.